Hey, what's going on, everyone? Back again for another video here. Firstly, I want to address my absence. I haven't been gone for too long, but I've been gone for a little bit. And all I can say it's because of real life stuff. Every time I went to record a video, something happened or I just didn't feel like it or whatever. I also picked up a Nintendo Switch, so that's been eating up a lot of my free time when I would be normally working on cards or whatever, but I am getting back into the card game now, so I haven't got a ton done for it, as you could probably guess, but yeah, I hope to get back into recording videos and posting updates for the game because yeah, I went ham there for a little bit for first few weeks there, and I stopped for a little bit. And I'm back now. Haven't been gone for too long. I'm thinking this is a big deal. I don't really think it is actually, but whatever. I'm rambling. Uh, just so you guys know, I'm hoping to stick to a one video per week schedule. I feel like I could hold that pretty well. So you could expect a video maybe every Tuesday or Wednesday out of me. Because I feel like if I make too many videos, I'm going to run out of content to show you guys for a while. And then it's going to be just a dead zone. So I feel like once a week would be pretty good. So, is that everything I want to talk about beforehand? So without further ado, that is everything I want to talk about. Without further ado, we have the Peacekeepers faction showcase, and here is their logo, a little morale flag there. And basically, the Peacekeepers want to unify the monsters and bring peace to the realm of monsters, basically. They are led by a mysterious king, and it's playstyle-wise, they're fairly balanced, I would say, probably the most balanced on offense and defense. However, they do have a focus on defense, just by taking less damage and keeping your monsters alive to protect your human card. So, first up here, we're going to look at the monster cards here. Do I have them all here? Yes, I do. Alright, so first up, we have Flurd. He's a little phoenix guy. He's a level 1 monster. He's a fire element. And the Peacekeeper bonus is -1 damage from enemy monsters. So that is pretty cool. It goes with the whole defensive strategy about keeping your monsters alive. He has no effect. He has 3 health and 2 damage. And he evolves when he hits 5 experience. And when he does hit that 5 experience, he evolves into Flurinix, not the most original name, and I hate how his head turned out here. But these are only test arts in reality, so it's not too big of a deal. And his ability is Rebirth, so I'll get a bit closer so you could read that. When this monster is KO'd, you may place a token in the zone it was in, and that token has 3 health, which your opponent can attack if they so desire. If the token is still active during your next turn, so like your opponent KOs this card during your next turn, you can place a token, then your opponent goes again. Then if it's alive during your next turn after that, you can play Flurinix again, back for free. So that's pretty good ability. It's, Phoenix is, all about rebirth and everything. So I felt like it was fitting, both with the faction and with, the general lore. So yeah, he has 5 health and 4 damage, so not too bad. And his support is +1 damage to your attack zone monster. So pretty cool indeed. He's also fire element. Next up here, some of these I forgot to mention in my introductions, that the Peacekeepers is sort of a mixture of random monsters banding together to form this, and also sort of more ancient and mythical beings who sort of support the Peacekeepers' cause. So, hold on, sorry. So this sort of explains a few of these cards. So next up here we have Minarok, who's sort of an ancient rock beast, who was sort of recruited, I'll say, by the mysterious king. And he has 5 health and 1 damage, not bad at all. He is an earth element. And his support is -1 damage to your attack zone monster. And when he hits 4 experience here, he turns into Minatitan. And the ability is Stone Guard. This card cannot be removed from play with card effects. So if a card says, remove this card back into your opponent's hand or whatever, Minatitan is here to stay. So he has 6 health and 3 damage, so pretty good overall. He's pretty tanky with that bonus. And his support is the same, -1 damage to your AZ monster. Not bad at all. Next up, we have Maricub. He is a water element, mostly out of necessity, because he is the level 3 line for the Peacekeepers. Spoiler alert. And I wanted one for each element, and he needed to be water type, so there you go. He has 2 health, 2 damage, and he evolves at 3 XP. His head's really weird. I need to figure out something, because that looks off to me. I don't know what it is. But yeah. And he evolves into the Kingly Prince Leo. Water element. He evolves at 6 XP. Noble fur. Prince Leo has no elemental weakness. So pretty nice. So suave. He has 5 health and 3 damage, so not bad. Not bad. No support ability yet, either, so he's probably going to be in your attack zone if you wish to play him, or support zone, or whatever you want to do. And yeah, when he finally gets to there, here is King Leo, the mysterious king. Or is he? I don't know. And his ability is the same. King Leo has no elemental weakness. And he has 7 health and 6 damage, so pretty good. His support's kinda inconsistent, kinda weak. And that's sort of because, you know, he's meant to be in the attack zone dealing damage, as opposed to just sitting in the support zone. But his support ability is when attacking with your AZ, flip a coin. If heads, their attack does 2 more damage, so it could pay off, because 2 extra damage can make a difference. But yeah. So, next up here we have the Jelly Rider. He is a level 1 monster. He does not evolve. His element is typeless, and his ability is Valiant. When this card is played directly to your AZ, it gains +2 damage for the turn. So early game, this card will be pretty useful, because it gets 3 damage instead of the 1. And he also has 3 health, so not too bad. Yep. And his support ability is when this card is KO'd, you can heal your attack zone monster by 1. So he's there to help your guys out. He's pretty cool. Yeah. So next up we have Bugadier. Well, his name's Bugdeer on here, but I changed his name to Bugadier because I felt like that fit a bit more. He's a wood monster, level 1. He evolves it for experience, and his ability is Scout Ahead. You may freely move this card to your AZ anytime during your turn. So if for some reason you don't have a card in your AZ, you can move them there for free, as opposed to not moving them there for free. I need to work on the rules a bit more to figure out exactly how it's going to work, but you get the idea. 3 health, 1 damage, not too terrible for level 1 anyway. His support is you can heal your AZ by 1, so he is pretty good early on. I like his little wooden sword there. He's adorable. When he hits 4 XP, he evolves into, not Insecadier, because that name, I don't like that name. I changed it, and I think his name is Crusade Sect, I think I changed it to. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I think it's Crusade Sect, and I think that fits a lot better. It sounds a lot better, at least. He's also wood, and his ability is not Valiant, because that's what Jelly Rider's ability is. But think of something else cool. Let me know your ideas in the comments. If you want, you don't have to, and it doesn't matter. And basically, when a monster you control is attacked, you may move this card to its location to take the damage instead. So basically you're swapping attack zone and support zone, if it's in a support zone, and it can take the damage. And with that bonus, that works out pretty well. He has 5 health and 3 damage, and you can heal your attack zone monster by 1, when he's in the support zone, so not bad at all. And lastly here, we're coming around to the final 2 cards. We have Dracloud, water element, 5 experience. His little happy face on the cloud, inspired by Lakitu from Mario. He has no support ability. He evolves at 5 XP. I think I said that already. Excuse me if I did. He has 4 health and 2 damage, so not bad at all for a level 1. And when he evolves, he levels up into Dragunder. So he's also water element. Very angry face on the cloud. Basically, his ability is Thunderstrike. And when this card evolves from its previous form, select 1 active zone. That zone takes 2, I think that's supposed to be 3 actually, my bad. 3 damage at the end of its owner's turn. So basically when you evolve it during your opponent's next turn, they have a chance to move out of the way of the Thunderstrike. If they don't, they're eating 3 damage, which can which can hurt. It has 6 health and 3 damage, so not too bad. Kind of low damage, I would say. Well, it's not too bad, I don't know. Support is deal 1 damage to enemy AZ at end of opponent's turn. So yeah, his support's actually not too bad. And those are all of the monster cards. Next up I will show you the human card, who is Arthur, who is not supposed to look this young. I screwed up on his art, so I had to redraw him. He didn't look as good, so I drew him again, but that looked even worse. So I just said screw up and go with the second one, so here we go. And, his passive is when you attach an equipment card to a monster, increase its max health by 1. So that's really cool. It helps with the overall, bulkiness, defensive nature of the Peacekeepers. And for 3 attack action points, you can use Muffle, which is your opponent cannot use their human's abilities next turn. So if your opponent has an annoying ability that their opponent keeps using, let's say Rebecca's Garden Wall, which prevents cards from being attacked, you can just be like, hey, stop it. So there's that. And he also has another ability for 5 action points called Second Chance. When a monster is KO'd, you may reshuffle it back into your deck. That does not include its previous evolution, so you gotta make sure you have those handy as well. Or maybe use something like Necromancy or something like that. He also has 20 health. Not too bad at all. There's Arthur. I'm actually thinking up as kind of a story for Monsters of the Other Realm, more so than the backstory, and so far Arthur is actually the main character of that story. I haven't thought too much into it, but yeah, Arthur, he's an important guy, apparently. I don't know. And finally, we have the effect cards here. I'll try to go through these quickly. First up here, we have an equipment card called Pure Power. This originally was an action card, but I changed it into equipment. I might change it back, I'm not sure. Basically, the equipped monster ignores all bonus effects, support effects, card effects, and equipment effects when it enters battle, and same goes for monsters attacking it. So basically, if your monster has, 10 health and 5 damage or something, your opponent can't use their support effects to reduce that damage or deal more damage back to you or something. So it can be very annoying because it just uses the stats on the cards themselves, the 2 monster cards. So if a monster is just more powerful naturally, it's gonna win, more likely than not, with this card anyway. So next up we have the Medallion of Purity, which is currently the only way to negate or counter poison from the caretakers. And let's get a better look at that art. And the equipped monster is immune to the effects of poison. Not too bad. Costs 1 action point. Pure Power costs 3, I forgot to mention that. Next up we have the Battlefield for the Peacekeepers. Castle Walls costs 4 action points. And reduce damage to your human card by 1, and 1 damage will always be dealt. So you can't just be like, haha, you can't deal damage to me because you only have 1 damage monsters. That's not how it works. Pretty cool. The art's kind of lacking, but I couldn't think of anything else for it. Next up here, we have Hearty Feast. You can kind of see it there. There's the art, little mouse hole, and some spilled non-alcoholic beverage. There's cost 4 action points, and heal all of your active monsters by 2, and heal your opponent's active monsters by 1. So it can come in clutch and saving your life. Of course, it also helps your opponent a little bit as well, so use it wisely, my friends. Next up here, we have a counter to any sort of battlefield card you want to play or your opponent wants to play, called Epic Windstorm. Costs 2 action points, and its ability is remove all battlefield cards from play and send them to their owner's discard piles. So yeah, if your opponent has a sort of a strategy around a battlefield, you can just be like, hey, not anymore. See ya. Ruin their day with that card. So next up we have another equipment card, Angelic Orb. Whenever the equipped monster would take damage in any way, you may instead discard this card. So it works similarly to Decoy, although not completely the same. So yeah, you can use it to come in clutch and save a monster's life if you so desire. Costs 3 action points. And finally here, we have the Noble Decree from King Leo himself. Your opponent cannot use any action cards during their next turn. Costs 3 action points. So yes, that can make it hard for your opponent to do what they want. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and tune in next time when I'll bring you another video. I'm not sure I'm going to do it on yet. I might do the final faction showcase, or I might do something else. I'm not sure. But anyway, guys, thanks again for all your support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.